Nenjam Marappathillai. This movie was next level, pure straight fire. I absolutely loved it. Selvaraghavan for the last couple of years hasn't really been hitting me. I wasn't vibing with most of his films for the last couple of years, but man, Nenjam Marappathillai is where it is at, man. This dude is still special. He's still got the magic because Nenjam Marappathillai is pure cinema. It makes no sense how and why this movie works because of the concept, the story, the ideas within the film, the performance. In theory, it just sounds ridiculous for it to work, but it works beautifully. Can I say flawlessly? That's how good it was. The sore thumb of the film is obviously the horrendous CGI. So let's not even it is bad, especially the living room CGI. You know, the park benches and shit was coming flying into the goddamn living room. Man, it was terrible. Oh, are you kidding me? I could do better than that shit, and I don't even know how to do CGI. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. And I saw a lot of interviews with Selvaraghavan talking about how disappointed he was with the execution of the CGI because that's the only thing he couldn't control. He had to take other people's words, and a lot of people let him down. You know, people he believed in let him down, and I could feel his frustration because in theory, in concept, I love the third act, good versus evil, kind of a fight scene, and that mythology behind it all. I loved the idea, the imagery, and what that meant, and how I felt about it. But watching in the horrendous CGI was constantly taking me out of my immersion, which is the hardest part of a CGI, because when you add CGI to a film like this, where everything is quality, when the CGI, even if it's okay, it's gonna stand out being bad. But when it's literally terrible, it's so obvious. It is so out there and takes you out of the immersion. But I was still able to get past it. You know, I'm not usually like that. You shouldn't be giving passes. You know what I'm saying? They should, at the end of the day, they should execute. But this is a very specific scenario. It is also Tamil cinema. It's an exception, not the rule, but it is what it is. I could get past it because the rest of the film, every other aspect of filmmaking, right? The way it was shot, you know, the way it's directed, the way it was written, the music by Yuvan Shankar Raja, his best work, like top to bottom best works. I think a masterpiece of a work from Yuvan Shankar Raja after a long time for me. Because, you know, he's been doing some good stuff here and there, some good songs, some good composition, some good BGM or whatever. This movie, top to bottom, every single aspect of composition, he fucking killed it. All right, he nailed it. It was an absolute masterpiece of a work. This whole film is a work of art. It's a work of genius. There's things that happens in the movie that are supposed to be super disturbing. It's so even odd for me to say this. The way they executed those things was disturbingly, effectively, oddly beautiful. Like, how is that even possible, man? S.J Suryah, one of the greatest actors working today right now, because his performance is one for the ages. Is as good as a performance I've ever seen. It's that good because if you did anything a little too much, it would have been way over the top and it could have taken you out of the film. If he toned down more than what he showcased in the film, the performance could have felt flat. He struck the right balance. It was an impossible performance that I loved, and it worked. This movie is pure cinema. It's pure magic in many levels because there's so many imagery that I love. The mythology is amazing. There's so much layers and depth, and you can go back and revisit. It's so rare for Tamil film. I barely ever rewatch Tamil movies because most of the recent movies in the last decades are hard to rewatch, to be honest with you. But Nenjam Marappathillai is one of those few films where you can rewatch and even love it more and appreciate it even more. There's so many amazing elements, and there's a lot of unspoken things too. Things just happen, and whatever you felt about it, you're right. That's how good of a film that is, and that's pure art for me, and I love everything about it. It is such a odd, amazing, beautifully crafted piece of work that I loved watching. And I don't know if many movies are going to be on this level, to be honest with you, because I think this is one of the toughest films to make, to be honest with you. And Selvaraghavan seemed like he did it with so much ease. Like, he killed it, man. This dude is magic, man. Give Selvaraghavan a real budget. Right? He always has to make movies with very low budget and try to do some big scale things, and things don't end up working out because there's only so much you can do with so less money. Give him 300 crores and be like, Selvaraghavan, I got you 300 crores, man. Do whatever you want. I think he could create something that we've never seen from Tamil cinema. Could be otherworldly. That's how much of a genius Selvaraghavan is. Like, I don't want him to do films like NGK and all that. No, no, no. Like, this is what's special, because nobody else can do what Selvaraghavan has accomplished with Nenjam Marappathillai. It is an impossible story that works beautifully. It is pure magic, man. This is why I love cinema, for movies like this, and we don't get these kind of films that often in Tamil cinema, especially in mainstream Tamil cinema. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, you know, that's where it's all at. Just leave your thoughts in the comments down below how you feel about it. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed the video, like, and see you on my next one. Salute.